Hi everyone, it's Matt and welcome to Collaboration Coach. And in this video, I'm going to show you how we use Microsoft Lists. This is going to be the first part in a series of videos where I show you how we at Collaboration Coach use different Microsoft apps. It's something that customers ask me very often, so I thought I'd give you some examples. First of all, we're going to look at Microsoft Lists. And what you see before you is something called the backlog. And this is a list that we've created to track ideas we have for content. So at Collaboration Coach, we create content for YouTube, for this channel. We also create classes for our online school, and I write the occasional blog entry. So I've got terrible memory and there's no way I could keep track of all the ideas I have. So I use this backlog list to do that. In my list, the items are things like how to use to do, how we use lists, and so on. The title of the item is straightforward. What I've also added is 3 new columns: format, status, and priority. And the best way for me to show you how they work or what they're for is for me to create a new item. When I want to capture an idea, I just come here and choose new. And this gives me a panel on the right hand side where I can add all the details of the idea. I'd give the idea a title and then I choose a format. The format is just the type of content I'm going to create. And let's say this is a YouTube video. Then the next thing I want to do is add the date. Now you can see it's already added a date for me. That's because I've configured this column to add a default date of today. If I wanted to, I could pick a second or a different date. The status is also important. Everything gets added to this list as an idea. I'm just capturing the idea before I actually do anything about it. So I can choose idea, but later on in its life, I will go and choose planned and then published. And I'll talk about what that means in later videos in this series. So I'll keep it as an idea. I can also choose a priority there. The priority for this one is normal, but if I wanted to flag this particular idea as more important, I could mark it as high, which would draw my attention when I'm actually choosing what content to make. Then these sections here, I've got one for notes, one for links, and one for attachments. These are just any other information that I need in order to create the content. So I might be reading a blog post or the roadmap, and I think I'll capture that information, I'll create an idea, and I'll add that information to the idea. So once I've added all of that, I just hit save, and it adds my new item to the list. Each week I come to my list and I decide what I'm going to work on. I can do that in a number of different ways. First of all, I can group this list by status. If I go to the status column, choose group by status, I can now see the items in the list by group. So I've got the planned ones, and then I've got the ideas down here as well. I can also group by priority. I can see which are my high priority items, and I can use that indication to plan the work as well. The next step in the workflow for creating any content is to plan the work, and that's done using a document library, which I'll cover in the next video in this series. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.